Give me a few minutes and I'll walk you through a simple, rules-based setup that only takes trades when the market actually has volume. One tool paints live volume dominance, so we avoid dead tape. One prints the buy-or-sell switch, and one keeps us aligned with the trend. I'll demonstrate on GBPUSD 1 hour, but these rules work on any liquid market and any time frame. Risk to reward stays fixed at 1 to 1.5, so results are easy to compare. I'll show a long example and a short example you can copy step by step. While you're watching this, Supernova AI bot is already trading, managing risk, and generating passive profit 24/5 on full autopilot. No experience needed, MyFX book verified, up to 15% monthly returns. Don't fall behind. Get Supernova now. Link below. Okay, back to the chart. Open indicators in TradingView. Search and add Volume Fight by Shuttle_Club. Add Parabolic SAR by Everget. Add the Simple Moving Average. With all three on the chart, each gets one job and nothing else. Indicator settings. Volume Fight. We won't change any settings for Volume Fight indicator, as default settings are optimal. Reading basics. The indicator splits traded volume into bullish and bearish components and shows dominance as colored zones. Green zones indicate bullish volume dominance. Red zones indicate bearish volume dominance. Gray zones are flat zones where we stand down. The histogram relative to the zero line adds confirmation. Above zero with green favors longs. Below zero with red favors shorts. Inputs to know. Smoothing for flat zones reduces noise. Lower values produce more flips, so leave at default unless you have data to tweak. Search range sets how many historical candles are scanned to assess dominance. Use a higher search range on lower timeframes and a moderate value on higher timeframes. Keep defaults for a clean start. Parabolic SAR. Open settings, style, uncheck PSAR, and turn off trade state filling. Reading rule. A buy label is a long trigger, a sell label is a short trigger. We act on labels only when the other filters agree. Moving average. Open settings. Set length to 60 and use a clear, visible color. Reading rule. Price above the 60 MA means bullish bias and we only look for longs. Price below the 60 MA means bearish bias and we only look for shorts. Execution rule for every trade. Act on closed candles and enter on the next candle open. For longs, the stop goes below the nearest meaningful swing low. For shorts, the stop goes above the nearest meaningful swing high. Target is 1.5 R. Long setup checklist. 1. Trend filter. Price is above the 60 MA. 2. Volume gate. Volume fight shows green dominance and the histogram is above zero and the zone is not gray. 3. Trigger. Parabolic SAR prints a buy label on the signal candle. All three must be true at the close. If any one is missing, we do nothing. Long example. Let's walk a long example so you can see the flow. Price breaks above the 60 MA and holds for a few bars. A shallow pullback respects the moving average from above. The next push builds, and volume fight turns green with the histogram above zero, showing bullish participation. On that same candle, the Parabolic SAR prints a buy label. All checks align at the close, so we enter long on the next open. The stop goes below the pullback swing low. Use a clear pivot, not a tiny wick. The profit target is set at 1.5 R. Typical path: a brief pause while the level is tested, then continuation as volume fight remains green and price holds above the MA. The position reaches target. Quick tip: if volume fight flips green, but the bar sits inside a gray flat zone, stand down and wait for green dominance outside the flat zone with the histogram above zero. Short setup checklist. 1. Trend filter. Price is below the 60 MA. 2. Volume gate. Volume fight shows red dominance, and the histogram is below 0, and the zone is not gray. 3. Trigger. Parabolic SAR prints a sell label on the signal candle. All three must be true at the close. If the zone is gray, or price isn't below the moving average, we wait. Short example. Price trades below the 60 MA for several bars. Bearish bias confirmed. A small bounce retests the average from underneath and stalls. Our signal candle shows red dominance on volume fight with the histogram below 0. On that same candle, the Parabolic SAR prints a sell label. Conditions hold into the close, so we enter short on the next open. The stop goes above the bounce swing high. The target is 1.5 R. Two common outcomes follow. A steady slide that tags the target while volume fight remains red and price holds below the MA, or a quick pop that hits the stop. Both are part of the method. Our job is to take only aligned setups, keep risk per trade fixed, and let the math play out over a series. Final recap. Volume fight is the participation gate. Go long only when dominance is green and above 0, and not in a gray zone. Go short only when dominance is red and below 0, and not in a gray zone. The 60-period moving average is the trend filter. Above it, we only look long. Below it, we only look short. Parabolic SAR is the entry switch. A buy label is a long trigger. A sell label is a short trigger. Enter on the next open, place the stop beyond structure, and set the target at 1.5 R. If any box is unchecked, do nothing. Trade the plan, not the impulse, and let consistency over 50 to 100 trades reveal the edge.